What's good? My name is Tom Neal and I'm here to give you a really basic 3-step, can't fail systematic program for leaning out, cutting, shredding, whatever you want to call it. First question, why is my shirt off? To get views, like straight up, I will be completely honest about that. I am a legitimate coach, but I feel like people are more likely to click on this video if they see the thumbnail with me with like abs and they're like, okay, this guy probably knows like how to get abs. It's a shame that it works that way, but yeah, that's like, here we are. I'm glad we cleared the air. There are a ton of different ways of fat loss, loads of methods. There's more than one way to skin a cat. I'm aware of that, and you'll probably see high carb, low fat, carb cycling, if it fits your macros, bro foods, freaking fasting. Like, literally there are a ton of fat loss programs out there. What this is just a basic systematic way of finding your macros, finding what you should be eating, and then manipulating them around to keep you losing fat sustainably. Because that's the key. It's not just losing the fat. Anyone can like drop a couple pounds in a couple of weeks. We want to keep it off and we want to keep it coming off. So we want to make it so the longer you stay on this diet, you are constantly making progress. That's what we're doing. Boom! Step 1. Okay, find your maintenance. So the first thing you want to do is work out what you're currently eating to maintain your body weight. So we're coming at this like you don't know what your macros are already. You don't know what you're eating, what your maintenance macros are. So this is how I work it out. What I want you to do is keep a food diary for 1 week. Okay? You don't do anything to your diet. Don't change it. Just for 1 week, keep track of everything that you eat. I recommend an app like MyFitnessPal, My Macros Plus is the one I use, or just do it old school, write it down in a notebook. I won't judge if you're a grandpa. Just keep track of the amount of protein, the amount of carbs, the amount of fat, and calories of each food that you consume. I know it's a bit fiddly, a bit of a pain in the arse, but we're trying to lean out here. We're going to take this seriously. Just fucking do it. So you've got 7 days of that. I want you to add that shit up and divide it by 7. So you're finding the mean average of calories, the mean average of protein, mean average of carbs, mean average of fat. And that should give you a broad idea of what you're currently eating. Cool. I'm eating tape. Step 2, estimate your lean body weight. So anyone can jump on a scale, weigh themselves in the morning after they've had a tinkle, and get what their body weight is. But what we're after is like a rough idea of lean body weight. So at your kind of target, let's say it's 6 to 8% body fat, what are you going to weigh then? That's roughly what I want to know. So if you're like 220 pounds and you don't even lift, then your lean body weight is going to be a hell of a lot different to someone who is 190 but is rocking like 9% body fat. Weigh yourself, and then with that weight, take a look in the mirror and literally estimate your body fat. Go onto Google, have a look at what different body fat percentages look like, and just kind of eyeball it. Yes, you can do calipers and pinch tests and freaking ultrasound water weighing. Like, it's just a broad estimate, okay? So just go online, get a rough idea, and then whatever that percentage is, find what that is of your total body weight. So if I'm 200 pounds and I reckon I'm 10% body fat-ish, I'm going to take 10% off that 200 pounds, which would give me 180. And that is the lean body weight that I'm going to be using for these calculations. Okay? Done. So the next thing is to fill out your macros. Your macros are your macronutrients, the proteins, carbs, and fats that you're going to be hitting throughout the day. Protein. Protein's really important, particularly because I'm assuming that you're going to be lifting. Like, go lift. It's useful in growth and repair. The main goal when you're trying to cut fat is to maintain muscle mass. So protein's very important. There are some coaches that will stick you on like 2, 2.5, even 3 grams I've seen per pound of body weight. No. There has not been one study out that has shown any more benefit to eating more protein than 1 gram per pound of body weight. Okay? So I like to play it safe and kind of have it in the closer to the 1.5 sort of range, but between 1.3 and 1.5 grams of protein per pound of body weight per day. You can go a little bit higher if you want. You know, if you're really worried about losing size, you know, you're kind of neurotic about it and you want to go 1.8, 2. I wouldn't go higher than 2. If you're getting enough, you're getting enough. And also we're calculating in grams per pound, GPP. So make sure that the body weight is in pounds, and then we're going to work out all of the grams of macros you're consuming in grams per pound, if that makes any sense. Boom, fat. Fat is really important. It's important for hormone balance, brain function, your joints, you need fat. We're going between 0.2 and 0.4 grams per pound of body weight. Protein and fat, once you set them for your estimated lean body weight, they're not going to change, like at all. They are going to stay the same because they are necessities. Your body needs protein, your body needs fat, and we're supplying it with what we need. Basically, if you're like fairly new to lifting, or your training frequency isn't that high, doing like 3 sessions a week, I keep it 0.2, 0.3, and if your diet's pretty high in fat as it is, and you're training quite hard and you need the calories up a little bit, lean towards the 0.4 scale of things. It's kind of the same on protein, you know, if you're training with weights like 6 days a week, maybe 1.5 is more suited to you, but if you're doing like 3 full body session kind of split, that sort of thing, like 1.2 is probably going to be just fine for you. Boom, carbs. This is the fun one. This is where we start playing around with things. So basically, protein has 4 calories per gram, fat has 9 calories per gram, carbs has 4 calories per gram. So what we're going to do with carbs are an energy source, and they're going to be one of the main things that we manipulate to get you losing fat. So yeah, you can use carbs as a source of energy, you can also use fat as a source of energy. We want to be using that as a source of energy, and so by manipulating carbs, we can make that happen. So, carbs. People do estimates on how many carbs you should be consuming with, they try to do it with grams per pound of body weight. No! Don't do that, because I think a much more efficient way of doing that is to fill in your carbs using something called a TDE. That's total daily expenditure. You basically want to work out roughly, give or take, how many calories you're using in a day. I think there's a really good one on tigerfitness.com, which I will link in the description below. Calculate your TDE, and so that's how many calories you're using throughout the day. It will probably come out somewhere, I don't know, average, let's say it's, 2,500, okay? Let's say it tells you you're on 2,500. And we know what your maintenance calories are that you're consuming. So let's say that was at like 2.8. Then, you know, find a balance between the TDE and what you're currently eating. Or if you don't want to do the calculator, you can just use the maintenance to start out with. Find that, and let's say it's at 2,500 calories, right? So we know how many grams of protein you're going to be getting at 4 calories a gram. So write that down. We know how much fat you're going to be getting in grams, and we know it's 9 calories per gram. So that many grams times 9, that tells you calories from fat. Now you've got leftover calories. So yeah, let's say you've got 1,000 calories left over. 1,000 calories of carbs into the diet. Minus 50 grams, okay? So what this should do is immediately put you into about a 200 calorie deficit, give or take. 4 calories a gram, 50 grams, 200 calories. Boom, we're losing fat. Stay on that for 1 week. And what I want you to do is every day weigh yourself. So wake up first thing in the morning, have a wee. We're all grown up, so we can talk about that. Make sure you urinate. Jump on a scale and write down your weight every day. So now you've got 7 days of weights. Same thing as before, finding the mean average. You add them up and divide it by 7, and there is your body weight, okay? So in that 7-day period, what did it do from your starting weight? And if in that week you have lost anywhere from 0.5 to 2 pounds, keep it the same. And this goes for the whole rest of the cut, okay? We're aiming to lose between 0.5, so half a pound, to 2 pounds of body weight a week, because that is give or take. Obviously there's a lot of disparity between different people, but give or take, that's what the body can lose in fat per week. People say things that, you know, if I say, oh, I lost 8 pounds in a week, it's like, wow, that's fantastic. You lost water, you did some sort of sodium manipulation, maybe you lost a bit of muscle. It's not 8 pounds of fat, okay? Your body can't do that. It's not a freaking furnace. So no, we're aiming at steady fat loss. This is what's important. And this is another thing that's going to help with maintaining muscle. If you lost more than 2 pounds, up your calories because you're not eating enough. Maybe add a bit more protein or just fill in a few more carbs if you lost more than 2 pounds. If you're changing the foods that you're eating as well, which is something I'm not going to talk about in this video, but I'm just going to say try and get them from whole food sources, bro foods, chicken breast, sweet potato, rice, oats, whey protein, fish, nuts, oil, seeds, eggs, that sort of thing. I'd like that to be your food sources. Ultimately, yeah, for macros, it doesn't matter. You can do an if it fits your macros thing. I'm a believer in flexible dieting, but I think getting all your calories from freaking Pop-Tarts is dumb, and you're not going to cover your micronutrients off. So my kind of 2 cents on it. But yeah, so if you lost more than 2, add in some of those calories because you're losing too fast. If you lost between 0.5 and 2, keep everything exactly the same and do another week. If you lost less than half a pound, step 3, manipulate variables. There are loads of variables when it comes to cutting fat. We're going to focus on 2. Our 2 main variables to work with are a carb drop of 25 grams, which is equivalent to 100 calories, or cardio raise. So, cardio, people, or when on fat loss, they always overdo cardio. They're like, oh yeah, I'm doing the treadmill for like an hour in the morning, and then I train with weights, and I do 45 minutes after that, 6 days a week, and it's like, bro, you're not a marathon runner, stop it. Cardio is just a tool to up your daily expenditure. So when we want to change something up because we haven't lost more than half a pound, because we haven't lost between half a pound and 2 pounds, we're either going to drop calories from carbs, or we're going to introduce more caloric burn throughout the week. So if you're doing steady state, you can either add in a session. So assuming we started on this diet, we weren't doing any cardio, start by adding 2 half-hour sessions where you burn 200 calories, let's say. Between 200 and 300 calories a session, right? In steady state cardio. Use the machine estimates, They're not great, but they give you like a rough idea of what you're burning. So add those in, or if you want to do HIIT, add in a HIIT session. I don't recommend doing more than 3 high intensity interval training sessions per week. Just because it's purely not sustainable, and if you're able to do more than 3, you're probably not doing them at high enough intensity. And also, if you're doing like HIIT on the bike, then like 3 times a week, then good luck training legs. Done.
How can you see into my eyes?
So yeah, adding in the sessions or adding in time. So you could go for, let's say you're doing, you've worked up, you've built up, and now you're on 3 steady state cardio sessions, and they're like half an hour each, burning 300 calories. You can add in some time, so add 5 minutes to each session. Now they're burning 350, roughly. Or you can add in intervals on HIIT. So let's say you do, you're doing 8 sprint intervals in your session, do 9 a session. And then you're doing 3 HIIT sessions a week. So suddenly you've got an extra 3 intervals added in per week. So yeah, you're upping your expenditure. In a nutshell, if you follow this, you will be losing fat sustainably, gradually, and you'll get ripped. You'll see your abs. Your body fat percentage will come down. It can't fail in the sense that it's mathematical. We know what you're eating. We know what the body weight is to calculate the protein and fat that you need. Then we filled in carbs. Then we started manipulating those carbs and also introducing cardio as a variable to up our expenditure. Boom. Why do we do it gradually like this? Last thing I'll say is if I found my maintenance and I was eating 3,000 calories a day, and then I was like, right, I'm going to lose fat, and so many people do this. They come down and they say, right, we're going to do fat loss. And they suddenly, they stick themselves on like 1,200 calories, like half a leaf of lettuce for breakfast, and then 2 lettuce leaves for lunch, and then a whey protein shake for dinner, and I'm eating no calories. Really, really high deficit, and I'm doing cardio 6 days a week. I'm going to lose 2 pounds of body fat per week, because that it's like give or take the maximum amount that the body can lose, right? Over time, the metabolism starts coming down to meet that, because the body is always trying to achieve homeostasis. If you drop calories, the body's metabolism gradually starts coming down. Your daily expenditure starts coming down to meet the calories that you're eating, right? So you're losing 2 pounds a week until your metabolism gets down to that level, and then where do you go from there? The weight loss has stalled, and you can't manipulate anymore. What are you going to do? Go to like 1,000 calories? No, you're screwed. Metabolic damage, and you got to. There's a bunch of stuff that is happening that is negative and bad. You don't want to do that. As the calories come down to 1,200, let's say, and metabolism comes down to meet that, now when you add in calories, and let's say you go up here to like 1,600, the metabolism's still at 1,200. So suddenly you're gaining fat for not eating very little because you've done metabolic damage to yourself. Don't do that. Don't do a massive drop. You want to make it so you're losing your ½ pound to 2 pounds a week of body fat on as many calories and as many carbs.
How can you see into my eyes?
And as little cardio as you can. Because then that gives you the variables to play with over time. You reduce the carbs a little bit and you lose fat for another week or 2. You add in a cardio session, you lose fat for a week or 2. And it's sustainable, and it means that your diet can last and you don't have to start starving yourself and like not getting enough protein to maintain muscle or not getting enough fats for your hormone function to work properly. I've kind of rushed through it, but hopefully that gives you a basic idea of the system. Any questions, shoot me an email or a message, but I'm pretty proud of that. I think that will work, and yeah, give it a try, lose some fat, make some gains, subscribe to my arse on YouTube.